What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, DN Duels commentary. We've got Trolling Grandies, 1653 versus Card Goodman, 1681. I believe I played Trolling Grandies yesterday, and he beat me. Anyways, I can't specifically remember. I thought he was playing, Sylvans yesterday, but I don't know many Sylvans that run Card D. So, he opens up with 3 cards in the back row, and then he plays Card D, so that gets him a +1. So he's sitting on 7 cards. Card Goodman, on the other hand, looks to be playing some sort of hat, TrapTrix / variant. And what he does is he plays Mermillo, and then he goes straight for Bottomless. So technically he has 7 cards also. Now he doesn't set the Bottomless, which is a little strange. Maybe he fears Ice Hand being ran into his guy. I mean, that's a bold move to just leave your Mermillo out there kind of raw. The only thing I can think of, okay, and now Trolling Grandies plays a Mermillo, so I guess this might be like a hat mirror match. The only thing I could think of is that maybe he has Dianara, and he wants to let Mermillo die and then summon it, and he wants to minimize damage from a hand monster being rammed. Because, I mean, no one's going to ram Firehand into Mermillo. That doesn't make any sense. All you get is a 1-for-1. But, however, if he loads up his back row, right, and then his opponent is like Ice Hand, then I guess he could just potentially get ripped. You know what I mean? He'd get ripped to shreds by that. So, he doesn't want to take any unnecessary negs. You see Trolling Grandies, it looks like he's going full wall, which means I guess he could get opened up potentially by Firehand. And now Card Goodman plays a second Mermillo. I'd imagine he's going to search Nightmare. At this point, he'll have to set at least something because he's already used 2 of his normal summons. And he'll have 7 cards in hand. 7 in hand's no good. I imagine that he's going to just clash and then attack because, you know, hat deck, I mean, it's like 50-50 on whether people run D Prison or not. Okay, so now he's going to burn Book of Moon, which is really questionable. I guess he plays Acid Trap Hole, okay, or he searches Acid Trap Hole. Maybe he has Nightmare already in hand. The reason I say that that's somewhat questionable is because now if you have like an Ice Hand, instead of crashing and, you know, blowing up cards on your opponent's field, you just essentially, you know, all you do is run it over. I guess it's still a +1, but it paid for itself with a search, so I don't know about that. And if he was going to exceed, you'd think that you'd have something ready and waiting for the exceed, whether that be Blackhorn or the Bottomless you search, whatever. So anyways, they're just going to have a Mermillo exchange. They're both going to die. And with Card Goodman knowing that he has his face down Mermillo, I expect him to set some type of defensive cards. The only card that could really fuck him over, in my opinion, would be Dianara, because Dianara could come out, it'd be immune to Bottomless Trap Hole, it would blow up a face down when he triggered Mermillo, so that would just be bad. Now, if this is like a breakthrough skill, he should be feeling good, because then, you know, Dianara comes out, it doesn't activate its effect, and that's exactly what he had. The play was somewhat telegraphed, and I guess that's why Card Goodman didn't feel like he needed to set a whole bunch of cards. So he just loses a Bottomless, which is a card that wasn't going to do anything against these monsters anyway. And now Trolling Grandies is going to be able to go into pretty much an unopposed Exceed. What Exceed makes the most advantage here? The short list would be 101. Because it can't die via battle. And see, man, hat deck can't make any, like, they can't make any of the extraordinary exceeds. They can't make any of the archetype specific ones like Deer Giant Axe and Tiger King and Susono. So I guess 101 just makes the most sense. So he's going to attack the face down, knowing that he can't do any more damage. It didn't matter if he attacked with the Exceed or went into okay, so he goes into this guy with no materials. Alright, so I guess he's going to activate the effect, and he's going to banish both Mermillos. That's a little strange. I thought 101 would have been the best choice because you can't ram a hand into it. Well, you can ram Ice Hand into it, but you can't ram Fire Hand. It's just going to activate its effect. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not exactly sure what duel this is, by the way. Okay, so Card Goodman plays Mathematician. So maybe this isn't Straight Hat. I don't know many decks that play Mathematician and run, or I don't know many hat decks that run Mathematician. Mathematician gets blasted by Bottomless, which he had to at least expect was a possibility because we already knew he had it. And he dumps Hornets. Ah, okay, I see. And we might be looking at Inzektors. So he's going to set 1 and then just pass. And I mean, the only other card we know he has is that Acid Trap Hole, which is okay. I mean, I'm thinking it's like Call of the Haunted face down. And I guess maybe he should have just waited to use Rhapsody because I mean, yeah, you banished a couple of Myrmilios. I guess your opponent could like, oh, okay, he's got DD Crow for Hornet. I was thinking maybe you could have like waited with Rhapsody. You know what I mean? Because if you know you're playing Inzektors, which again, this could be game 1 and he doesn't. Call it a Haunted for Dragonfly. We'll call it a Haunted just in general. But what I mean is, oh, he summons Cardi and gets blasted by TT. Okay, it gets wiretapped. So it's a 1-for-1. He's going to go +1 anyway, so why not? What I'm thinking is, maybe he didn't want his opponent to call it a Haunted the Myrmilios back, and then he'd have a dead Bottomless on board, and then he could start popping his back rows with Myrmilio. So having DD Crow is excellent against Inzektors, because you can banish the Hornet, and then they really have to work through hoops to get it back. A lot of times they'll just be like, fuck it, we're just going to work with Beatdown, and we're going to work with Ladybug. Although, again, if they do have Ladybug in hand, the monster isn't technically targeted. So you see he sets Ladybug. Whoa, he misplayed like fuck. Well, no, I guess technically he didn't. I mean, his opponent, when he activates the effect of Dragonfly, which I imagine is going to come out, his opponent is going to DD Crow his opponent's going to DD Crow Hornet, I guess. What I was thinking is you summon Ladybug and try and trigger Hornet first. You know what I mean? Like try and trigger Hornet and then have it get DD Crow'd and then you activate Insect Imitation. I guess to be honest, it's the same in. If your opponent didn't have Crow, obviously you do it the other way because you'd want the first monster to get hit with Breakthrough Skill or Phoenix Chain or whatever. So unfortunately, he's hit with Torrential, and Trolling Grandies loses Rhapsody, but I don't really think he cares. You know, he's gotten so many free cards from Cardi. He's like whatever. So he activates Soul Charge, which is smart. I would target everything in my graveyard if I was him. I'd target Dragonfly. I would target. Actually, this is really good because if he crows Hornet, he can technically go into Okay, he crows Dragonfly. All right. Well, no, I'm just thinking he can't. Well, yeah, maybe not. For some reason I was thinking Ladybug was level 3. I was like, you could go in the Leviair and get Dragonfly back, or you get the Hornet back, or whatever. It depends. It's going to depend on if he has like another way of tricking. Like if he has another Ladybug in his hand, he should be good because he can make this Ladybug level 3, then go into Leviair. Leviair gets Dragonfly by detaching Hornet. He can just fuck up his back row, assuming that Trolling Grandies doesn't have a way to stop this or anything like that. So, he's going to activate Ladybug's effect. I mean, again, it would be just too perfect to have another Ladybug, which it seems he does. He MSTs it. Okay, obviously not wanting him to get the what's it called? Not wanting him to get the level. I don't know why he MST'd that. It's not like Hornet can't just use its effect too. It's not like Hornet. He's gonna make Ladybug level 3, and essentially you just wasted an MST for nothing. I mean, I don't care if you Blackhorn this XC or not. You misplayed with the MST. You just accept that. He goes into Leviair, which I thought he would do. And now you detach Hornet and you get Ladybug out. If he resolves this, he's in really great shape. I used to play. You guys know I played Inzektors forever. I love Inzektors. Yeah. Okay. So Trolling Grandies forgot that you can increase. You can like I said in my video. while playing Inzektors. You can increase the levels of non-Inzektor monsters. You can make fucking Mathematician a level 5 if you want. So now, since he can't attack, everything's coming out in defense. He's going to use Hornet off the Dragonfly, pop the face down, which is... trying to think of something. What do they run? What do they run? I can't. I'm drawing a fucking blank here. Call of the Hunted? Call of the Haunted. It's not anything reactionary to traps. It's not breakthrough skill. It's not... he hasn't shown artifacts, so I'm not going to put him on an artifact. I'm just trying to think of what else you could set that you could not activate. Call of the Haunted kind of comes to mind. Okay, it's another MST. I wouldn't have guessed that. But anyways, all right. So he's going to go obviously for Centipede. Use Centipede with Ladybug. Make Centipede either level 4 or level 5, and then draw. I mean, not draw, but get Zexcalibur. I love Zexcalibur. It's like my favorite card in the deck outside of the big 3 Inzektors because it just turns your guy into a fucking 2400 floater. You know what I mean? Now, in this situation, I kind of agree with him coming out in defense. Again, you don't want hands blowing up your shit. In addition, you don't want your guy getting 101s. You know what I mean? So, at this point, I'd still get Excalibur, and I think I'd just put it on Dragonfly. So, he's He's going to make Dragonfly level 4. And I think he's going to get Zexcalibur. Because it's the only way of guaranteeing your field safety. If you get Dark Hole, it doesn't matter because you lose your field, but it just guarantees the 1-for-1. And if he used it on Dragonfly, that was smart. If any of your guys died and you just your opponent kills Dragonfly, okay, well you just get it back. If your opponent kills Centipede and then somehow blows this up, well you just get Centipede back. So you're in really great shape. And plus, if it just sits on board, you can just pop it and trigger it anyway. So it's really, really, really good stuff. Zexcalibur. At first I looked at that and I was like, why is that the Ultra and like Dragonfly not? And I mean, it's still obviously not as good as Dragonfly and Hornet, but it makes sense that it was an Ultra because the card is it's combo-licious, and it also just gives you like expendable Inzektors. So Trolling Guide is or Trolling Grandies. Why am I thinking Trolling Guide? Trolling Grandies is actually in a position where he was just like +2 before the whole MST shenanigans. I mean, he had 6 cards versus like 4, and now Card Goodman just completely reversed it, and it looks like he just scooped it up. So that must have been game 3. Thank you guys for watching as always. If Card Goodman plays another duel, I'll try and get that.